What I was saying was my Facebook page was ganked or stolen from me. And let me back all the way up to the start. When I had first been appointed mayor, and Rhonda Brantley was helping us a lot here at the town, she thought it would be a good idea to create a mayor Facebook page for me to send information out to the people. And I thought it was a good idea too. So she helped me set it up, because those of you that have been working with me recently know I'm fairly ignorant about Facebook. I can post, but I don't know about setting up the password and all that stuff. Well, she helped me set it up, and for the first 3 years, there was no issue. Things I posted, everybody agreed with. The people that had control with me agreed with it. Didn't know anyone else had control. Well, February of 2018, when House Bill 428 died, the situation changed, and I began to think that I posted something. At least I dreamed I posted it, but it's not there now, so I'm going to have to go out and post it again. Well, I eventually learned that Ms. Brantley still had control. I learned how to go and look, see who had abilities out there. Ms. Brantley still had control of my Facebook page, and she was editing it as she sees fit. You may remember when we just pulled out House Bill 480, there was an entire day that I could not post, and she was posting whatever she wanted out there. At that time, I asked the municipal attorney to send a letter to Ms. Brantley demanding that control be turned back over to me. There's but one mayor of Lakeview. He or she should have the control of the mayor's Facebook page. If the president of the GUSC wants a Facebook page, he or she can have her own. If a council member wants one, they can have their own. But evidently, the result of the letter from the attorney was, and I don't know who all was in this meeting, but the result was that now the person that gets to control the mayor's Facebook page is the council member with whom he has the most trouble. Tony Brady is in control of the mayor's Facebook page. If you go out, there's a number of things posted that I did not post, but it still has my name out there. So I'm going to file suit for theft of intellectual property. At the same time, we've created another website that if there's something on there, I am posting it. I noticed today the restrictions were still off and someone did post something out there. People, I'm going to restrict posting abilities only to me. You'll be able to comment, but you're not going to be able to go up there and post. And that is only because if you can post, then other people can post too. And I don't want that. I want it to be an opportunity for me to send you information, and then you can come back with comments to me. I do read the comments because I comment on comments a lot of times, those of you that have made them. All that tool is, and it's so ironic that the tool was not a problem when I was using it the way someone wanted me to use it. After House Bill 428, and I was no longer drinking the punch that was being sold, then they wanted to restrict everything I was doing. And I'm not saying I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that side's right, and we'll find out one day. But I'm going to do what I think is right. I've prayed about it. I've sought counsel from other people, people far smarter than I am, and they believe I'm doing the right thing. And I'm sorry I'm giving you a fit trying to keep you catching me here in this room with that camera.
That's fine.
Again, the Facebook page to look for has me in a tan sport coat standing right here on this hill, and the title is Mayor of Town of Lakeview, Alabama. The others are fake. I've contacted Facebook about shutting it down. Normally, you can go out and say, my Facebook page has been hijacked, and they'll shut it down for you. But you got to have a password. I don't have a password to my Facebook page anymore, so I can't do it. And they have no intent of doing it. The attorney was contacted prior to that move.
And you can't change your password? You can't go and say, I forgot my password? She's changed it.
The email address is not one that I monitor. She went in and changed everything.
Oh, so you can't even get the email.
Now, when it says, yes, we'll send you a thing to reset your password, here's the email address.
Yeah.
And it's some email address that I don't recognize. You know, it fills in a few of the letters and puts asterisks for the rest. Not what I got. So, I simply don't have that access, so that's why we moved to make another one. That's why so many of you have been getting active requests to friend, like, and then share, because I want everybody that was getting information from the Facebook page. Here's another thing. We're obviously scratching the right itch because they're trying to shut us down every time we turn around. There's so much more information than can be shared here, but I'll be glad to answer what questions I can. One day, all this is going to make sense for all of us, and then we'll find out if I'm wrong or somebody else is wrong.
What about the main page, the official town page?
Right.
Do you still have ability to, who's got control of it?
Well, that main page, there's several things affecting the main page, and she's talking about the main website, the Town of Lakeview website that everybody can see.
$40,000, not $30,000.
The big $24,000 and then $700 a month maintenance. We got behind making payments. Now, we were approving payments here at Town Hall. The council was approving payments. We got behind getting the payments in the mail, and the website was shut off. It can be turned back on now at this point. But I got the copy of the contract to the attorney, and he did determine that we have fulfilled our obligation on the contract. There are some on the council that will tell you we have another 12 months to go, but the attorney told us that it actually expired last April. So we've actually gone a year longer than we had to, paying $782 a month maintenance. I talked to several maintenance people. One of them said that he could do the maintenance that's being done now for as little as $50 a month. Ones that would do what we want to do does require much more, and you're looking at $300 to $400, but that's still half of what we're paying now. So during the next council meeting, I regret I didn't do it during this meeting, but I was so distracted by the decision not to pay the next council that I didn't bring it up. I'm going to move to open for bids for IT people to maintain the website. If you go out there, even though we're paying maintenance, you still have bios that aren't complete. You have photographs that some people's photographs are not up there yet. Now that may be because the individual didn't send it in, but if I'm getting paid $700 a month to make sure that I've got your face on the website, I'm going to be calling you every month when I get that check and say, where's your photograph? I need that. Instead of just saying when you're going to cash the check. I have my theories on, we're not going to talk about theories. Any other questions? The website is a fantastic tool if it's working properly, and it can be a good website when we get it properly maintained. You'll be able to, there'll be two sections of documents that you can access, minutes and things like that. You will be able to go out there and pull those up. There'll be a separate section for people who are privy to a few more documents, and they'll be able to go in and sign in and pull those documents. So it's going to be a heck of a tool, better than most municipal websites. When Mike Fisher gets a speeding ticket, he'll be able to go right out there and make that payment. I should have said that since we're being recorded. When Jim Smith gets that speeding ticket.
How did this happen? How did the town get a website when there were no bids?
We did do bids on the website, didn't we? We did.
No, I asked for them. They wouldn't. It was told to me in that meeting that we discussed that her bid was already there and anybody would make lower bids than hers, and that y'all were happy with that.
Well, there we are. Now,
That's legal?
What passed?
legal, yes. There's an amount of money that if it's under, that's legal. Is it the right thing to do? We all know the answer to that, probably.
I guess it's broken down where it's not a total of 30 or whatever thousand, but in increments. I mean, that's.
And you're looking at me when you say that too. I was, gee, I want to tell so much more than I need to tell. There was a time that I woke up and began to get suspicious about things that were going on because it was just too good for some private interest. And I began to make questions, And that's when I began to work in private. Because of the responses I was getting from some of my constituency, I worked in private on the House bill. John Terry, the attorney here, and myself and Rich Wingo worked on that House bill.
And that got you in trouble.
Because I knew that there would be opposition from the council, even though I knew it was going to be the best thing for the people. And I'm not here for the council, I'm here for the people. And the end result was they found out about it a few days before it was presented. I was out of town. They asked for a meeting to pass a resolution saying we don't want it. I said, I do want it. I helped father it. It's the best thing for the people. Let them vote. They went on and had a meeting in my absence. It passed 3-2 to denounce.
I know all that.
Well, some people may not, so I'm rehashing it.
Okay.
They voted 3-2 to denounce it. Took it to Montgomery and showed it and said the people of Lakeview did not want it, even though we had 600 signatures at that time saying you did want it. Who doesn't want the opportunity to vote on something? And again, Gerald Allen right now is not going to promote the bill. It's in the basket in the Senate right now, waiting to be promoted, and he's not going to promote it because he doesn't want us to have the chance to vote. What is he scared of in us voting?
Can we go down there?
I would love for you to go down there. My posted phone numbers and stuff, that didn't work.
Yeah, we've done all that, but it doesn't matter.
You can definitely go down there.
But I mean, will he meet with us? Who can arrange a meeting?
Any citizen can arrange a meeting.
Well, they don't hear any citizen. It's not always what you.
Once you ask Meek and Mile for a meeting and then show up with a bus full of people, that's the way to do it. But in any case, so we're up to the House bill. I'm in Oklahoma at the Tornado Summit, which was a fantastic thing for me to go on. I come back, and the first meeting, John Terry gets fired for secretly working on House Bill 428, for going to Montgomery and representing the view of the 600 people that signed the petition. There's no short, that's the reason that he was terminated. I would have been fired if they had the power to, there's no doubt. They couldn't fire me, so they try to make my life miserable, and have tried since that day. If you go back and look at the history of Lakeview in this term of office, you will see it's all sunshine and roses until February of 2018, and from that point on, I could be the dog catcher catching every dog out here, and nobody would be happy about it. I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming to be perfect, but I am the one that walked the streets to find out what people wanted to do about this new House bill. Me and other citizens that care about the town. I would like some support on this. Tony Bragg is determined that she's going to maintain control of that Facebook page. The significant thing about the Facebook page is that it still has 5,000 people that are monitoring that believe that I'm out there. Now, I have been out there playing with it, and I had limited access for a short period of time, so I've snuck up if you go to one certain page, you'll find a post-it note that says this site was stolen from the mayor and is not being operated by Paul Calhoun. It wouldn't allow me to take my name off of it, so it still has Mayor Paul Calhoun, even though I can't have any control over it. So I don't know what we can do except cry out to the news media and keep making a fuss until people change. And yet, people see what's going on this council, and they continue to side with people that are that radical. And I don't know why it's being done. There are things coming that are going to be so much bigger, and it's light bulbs are going to go off in everybody's head, and they're going to say, aha. And I hope I'm on the right side of that aha when it goes off, but at least I'm trying to get something done.
The most frustrating thing for me has been you here and coming in on things that you don't understand. I know there's a history in this community, as there is in every little community. You've got the Hatfields and the McCoys, not to call anybody bad names, but people don't get along. You've got it in churches, you've got it everywhere. But if I could understand why the reasoning behind always supporting somebody who's doing damage to our community. Give me a reason why you do that. To grow, this is never gonna grow.
No, the damage is being done, people are moving out, people are moving in.
You know, we can try to cover it up. And, you know, I've been told you're gonna lessen your house value. Well, I mean, we put everything we have into retiring here. And, you know, our hearts are broken because it's not what we thought it would be.
People that have nothing to hide, business owners that have nothing to hide, have nothing to fear from the Public Service Commission. There have been utilities that have fallen under control of the Public Service Commission, and their rates were actually allowed to go up because they were so low to start with. Now, your rates are at about 110% of the state rate right now, so your rates are probably going to go down. Is that what the concern is? Is that why it's being fought? Is that why he's calling in all his minions to fight from every angle, be it political or otherwise? I don't know. I don't know.
Anyone can be deceived, anybody can be fooled, and there's nothing wrong in that, it's just being deceived and staying here. You know, and I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, and just to clarify, the meeting ended 20 minutes ago. This is not a town council meeting. These are people standing around talking after a meeting, is what this is.
I bet they'll think the problem will get some Facebook.
As long as it's not
At Facebook.
You can't talk to,
Computer
you cannot.
responses.
Yep.
I've been dealing with that all week about a fundraiser that we did. Can't get the money out of it.
Yeah, there's no person to talk to, and if you call, if you do get the phone number and call it, it will tell you that there is no live customer service.
Right.
Now, I did see on my Facebook page, where it used to say Mayor Town of Lakeview, they had it changed to Mayor Paul, and put my face up there. They contacted someone out there because I saw in the inbox where it said, request to change name from this to that, granted. And that happened yesterday, so there is someone, but I can't do it because I don't have any authority on my Facebook page.
Well, your picture's just been changed to site stolen from.
That's the picture that I put up. I didn't want my face up there, my name, I can't take it down. But,
Well, under your name, it says sewer service.
well, I changed that too. It used to say, mayor there, and I changed it to sewer service because I figured that's who's being worked for.
Yeah.
Your new Facebook page, maybe I didn't get where I needed to be or something like that, 'cause I tried to go to the link off of the Citizens for Better Lakeview, they had a link to that or something. I went to your Facebook page, it said Bayer, you know, and it was your blog page, so I'm assuming that was your new one.
No, that's the one,
Oh.
that link had been put up incorrectly. I later sent him a good link, so
Okay.
if you go back now.
I couldn't, there was nothing on there where I could click on to follow that.
Okay.
And that's what I'm getting to. I was unable to click on that to follow that. I have to go through and find if I was even following it before on your old page.
The easiest way is to just go to your Facebook page,
Yeah.
up at the top where it's got the search screen, click the search, and put in, just as I said, Mayor of, Town of, Lakeview, Alabama, Lakeview in 2 words, and it will bring the old one up that now says Mayor Paul, and it will bring mine up that's got me with my arms crossed in that tan.
Well, I can look at my friends or whatever, the things I follow, I can look on that and see if I was following the old one, I can delete that out of there, or I can leave it there just so I can see what they do.
Let me gauge, I'm sorry.
I need to, be able to get that link so I can follow your new one.
Yes.
And make it a priority so I can see more of what goes on, what you're posting and stuff like
It was
that.
because of that Facebook page that we got the 700 names on the petition to take to the House of Representatives, and that's what got the bill through the House of Representatives. But Gerald won't present those. And Mike White's attorney, I believe, is also in the Senate. So that makes it even harder to get things to the Senate. I believe, I'm not saying that as fact.
He was in the house.
Maybe so. Something I do want to say is, I want to get input from people on what they think about small salaries for the next mayor and council. I don't know if anybody on the current council is planning to run or not. I know that the amounts proposed were $400 for the mayor monthly, $200 for councilors monthly. Those rates could be, those were the maximums. So if the next group that came in said, we want about half of that, or I don't want one at all, they can customize whatever they want. But if it's not put in by this council for the next one, there will be none for those 4 years. We're the only municipality that I know of in Tuscaloosa County that's the size of this one that doesn't have a salary, albeit small.
I think it should get a salary.
I know for a fact you put in, and I saw some of what you posted about what you do. But even before that, I know you put in a lot of hours. I know these two put in a lot of hours. I know anybody on the council puts in a lot of hours. And if it were $50, it'd be $50 that we can afford as a town, whether it's 50 or 200. And it's something that says that we appreciate and we acknowledge the fact that you're actually working, in our, to do things for us, and then we actually put you there, and then that's who we want, whether I'm paying you $50 or 200 or 2,000.
And it might encourage that businessman or woman that could really nail this thing and control this thing the way it needs to be done. It might be just enough encouragement for them to say, well, that would at least pay my gas money for going back and forth. I may do it. Wouldn't compensate them for their time, but it would be something that would encourage them.
It's embarrassing to not be paid and then to be criticized for using a pad of paper.
Yeah, well,
That's just.
I actually enjoy not being paid. You should sit and look on people's faces when they find out you do it for nothing.
That's just plain.
They criticize for pad of paper. It's been going on for years, but that's okay. The paper's continuing.
Well, the people that have stolen the website, did they say anything?
Nothing, not a single word. Of course, tonight was not the time for it, but time will come and time will come.
Can we not terminate them if it's common knowledge they've done that?
I'm not sure what the rules for impeachment are.
That's not, that's fraud.
It is theft of intellectual property, and I've got a decision to make there. That's not something the town could do on my behalf. It's something I'd have to do for myself, and that's really not.
Seems like an ethics violation.
It is definitely an ethics violation. That's already done. Yes, absolutely. The more alerts they have about an ethics problem, the better. Somebody had their hand up a minute ago, and I did not acknowledge it. Was there another question back there?
The contract that you have with them about this website, does it state in there that they have the rights to post on your page?
No,
Are you sure?
absolutely. They have the rights to post
That's a
on
pretty
this.
stupid mistake,
Well,
you know what I mean?
at that time, I did not know who this person was. She's an IT professional that was,
I know
at that
she
time was doing a good job with our website.
I understand.
What about a Facebook page? Yeah, that's a good idea. She created it, looked good, and I was in control of it up here. I was posting, I was taking down. Had no clue that she still, didn't know where to look to find out that she had the access. And until yesterday, it was her face on there. Imagine my surprise Saturday night when I saw Tony Brady's face on there. I had to go to church Sunday morning after everything I said Saturday night.
That's why you didn't call me back Saturday night. It's too bad.
That's plain bold.
Be fair.
Yes,
Your page has got a picture of you in a red shirt.
that is not my page.
It's not.
That was the old mayor's page, but it looks nothing like it now.
Okay, because I posted the new link in one of your.
We just talked about that, that's
I
right.
don't know if it's still there or not, but I could not find that link the way you told me to look.
Again, if you'll go to the top of your page,
That's what it is.
hit your search field,
That's what it is.
and type it in the way I've said it, it'll bring it up.
You didn't do it for me.
That's right.
You had to invite me to get me in.
Somebody got,
So when I got there, I
it's not like it
thought,
yet.
Is anybody on the next door?
I liked it, the same.
Are you gonna?
Did you have any trouble finding it?
Yeah,
No, I went,
Can you pull it up for me and I'll make sure it's
It's
the right
posted
one?
on next.
I got it, who did I got it?
And I downloaded a link.
Becky, I just gave you contact
The
information.
next order
For
should be posted, that's how I got it.
University of
Yes,
Alabama.
the next one has a good link.
Yes.
I just sent you all the information. I
Thank you. Thank you. Ben, you got anything to add back there,
Well,
man?
it's ridiculous to pay that kind of money if you can get the college to do it for like $12.
What's on your mind, Ben?
And they may not be interested, but if they'll do it, it'll be way cheaper than everyone else, because they have to do it nonprofit. There's no profit with the college does it.
I would say the best suggestion is, because we hear any kind of playing the devil's advocate, third party here. It would be nice if we kind of heard from both sides, instead of one side talking behind closed doors or media or blah, 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 this, that. I think I've been pretty outspoken with this before, even in meetings before. And this is not directed towards anybody, but as a whole. But if I could get, when somebody says, gives me a yes or no, if I could understand and if there was more discussion up front on that council versus a yes, no, and I look to the side and say, hey, you're up next. If I could understand why you're voting no, and then I could kind of maybe even get behind that, or even if a yes is. But there has to be more discussion out there. You can't just say, I'm not against you, or I'm against you, so there's no way I'm gonna ever vote for an idea that you come up with. And I think that could go all of both ways. I know it's all politics, that's a good word for it. But even something so trivial as this, and I was talking to a close friend today, and I still can't recommend coming to live here in this, in Tanny Hope Reserve specifically, because I came here a little over 2 years ago. And I came new to all this, I had no idea what was going on, sewer specifically. I got a large family, my wife stays at home, so, hey, money's tight with me, I got 3 girls, very tight. But at this point, I think I've never been involved in politics and stuff, but when I look around, I see the only issue is like, hey, to try to get involved and to get elected, or to, hey, convince somebody else to, hey, this is the only way to change things, because things will not change the way they are. And if it takes that, trying to help the people, because that's the main thing I always try to do, is try to help people any way I can. And if that takes, walking around the doors, talking to people, I may not even be, just for example, I may not be active on Nextdoor or social media, you may see me more, but, hey, somebody that actually wants to do something for the people, to, hey, try to help them, because I can't promise everything, but hey, I'm trying to listen, I'm showing up to meetings versus, talking behind a computer nonstop. Because to show people you're interested, you have to show up, good or bad. You have to be there. Do I have to say signed football from Alabama is going to be here to get people to show up? It's kind of stupid to how to get people outside of the house to, actually get them to, hey, this is what I want to vote for. This is what I want to say. This is my views. Please help me with the sewer. And I'm going to get kind of long-winded here, but I just want to try to, hey, I appreciate listening to the people, and that's what we need, specifically.
I think everybody, I really think that when we all ran for office, I think the people that are on the council now had noble intentions when they ran. I'm convinced that these two did, and still do. Now, whether other people's minds changed along the way, I know I rised up at one point, and it's very distinct point that I will describe for you in a minute. But I have asked for forums where all the council members could come and talk like this, but they never happened. When we did have one lined up, a meeting was moved, and then we couldn't have everybody at the meeting that we wanted. It turned up being just Jan and I, I believe.
Well, the way to get people here is serve food.
Are you volunteering to bring food? It's what it is at church. Look, I will stay here as long as people have questions. but I don't want to hold you here any longer. I just wanted you to know the games that are being played, and I want as much support for the new Facebook page as we can get.
I don't have any intent on.
What can we do to,
You know, we need to let people know, that you support the idea of the, salaries for the next folks. That's the most simple thing.
okay, well, what about the, Tony doing what she's done?
I think that's his concern to deal with legally.
And
We're involved, we live here.
the issue is I can't
Yeah, but
afford to
it's
fight her
his-
legally.
So, you know what I mean, it's his name that they're stealing, I think that's a legal issue between him and them.
You know, the only thing I can think to do is completely set up a new Facebook page, get everybody directed over there, and then just leave them the rambles of what was left. Now, what I did do while I was in there, I went into the website. Turn that off for just a second.